Hey, hello, fellow old farts. Uh, Happy to see you all. We are going to have another little talk here today. As you can see, Tom is here with me. Let me turn off that audio there. So jump into the chat if you're there. I see, of course, Barkley is here. Warren is here. Jody is here. We got quite a few people here. Says there's more people out there that are not chatting, but that's okay. I lurk on many shows myself, so if you're out there and you're lurking, that's quite all right. We're happy to have you any way you want to be there. Hey, Johnny Drone Flyer there. Hey, good
Johnny.
to see you, Johnny. I'm sending mail out this week. I have more old fart stickers came in finally, and I'm sending you a big bunch of old fart with drone stickers. So hopefully you can include it in some of your packages that you give away there. I'm happy to do that. Okay, so that's coming out to you. What else going on here? The hubbub calmed down in New Orleans since your activity of last weekend there. I hope so.
I think they're getting more rain, Bob, but the rest
Yeah,
of the country's getting a ton of snow.
yeah. As I know, some of you may have seen my post of yesterday. I think it was that, yesterday was 221 days with no measurable precipitation in the Las Vegas Valley here.
Well, that's about to change, Bob, because tomorrow
That's what I hear.
we got a big storm coming in. In fact, they're talking about 2 feet of snow being dropped up above 7,000 feet. Okay, so
Yeah.
Lee Canyon and Mount Charleston will be very happy about that. And we're supposed to
Yeah.
get some appreciable rain here.
Yeah.
Beginning tomorrow morning and then getting heavy tomorrow afternoon. As Bob knows, I was going up to Kanab, Utah over the next few days to attend the Balloons and Tunes Festival up there. And unfortunately, me and a couple of my neighbors, we had to cancel our plans because of the weather.
Yeah.
We'll be grounding
Yeah.
those balloons.
Oh,
So,
that's obviously there's a lot of goes into a balloon race, as I think I told you this before. I used to be a scorekeeper for the North Las Vegas balloon race every year from about the mid 80s to the about almost right up to the 2000s. On the campus of the community CSN, College of Southern Nevada, on Cheyenne in North Las Vegas. They would lift off 10, 15 balloons, and I would go out in the lead balloon, and we would land in a kind of a rural spot, and then I would put out an X out there, and every one of the balloon drivers had a bean bag, like a good sized bean bag, and then and each bean bag had a number attached to it, kind of thing. So their number, and so they would drop it, and I would go out with a tape measure and measure the distance from the center of the X to their beanbag. And it was kind of silly fun, but and they had a little trophy and a couple prizes, kind of thing. But it got me a free ride every year in a balloon.
nice,
And
nice. That's a great experience, right?
Oh, it's
that's a great experience.
Unique, especially when the burners are off.
Yes, it's so peaceful.
It's dead silence, and you are just floating in the wind. It is it's a unique feeling that I think everybody should take advantage of.
So,
Yep.
I've flown around some of the hot air balloons, and that's not something you just do. That's something you
No.
plan for. And in fact, there's a person called the Balloon Meister at all balloon events. There's a
Yeah.
person called the Balloon Meister. That's
Right.
also known as the air boss in other worlds, right? Because
Yeah.
that's the individual that you have to clear
He's
everything with.
controlling the airspace there.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's the person who will say whether the balloons will take off or not. And
Now,
now I've flown around some of these events, but I always keep my flying to the pre-event. Once the balloons lift off, then I do all my flying from probably a mile or so away,
uh,
because I just want to catch them now up in the air going across the
yeah.
horizon. But you don't want to interfere with their flights,
No.
and the individuals flying the balloons are FAA pilots. They're balloon pilots, hot air balloon pilots. Now,
Yeah.
like you said, Bob, flying in a hot air balloon is an awesome experience. I recommend it to everyone. It does get a bit noisy when those burners are going, okay, but it's an amazing thing. The only
Yeah.
thing dicey about going hot air ballooning is the landing.
Yes.
Okay, hoping the gondola touches the ground squarely is always a good, good outcome. But you
I've
always,
gone down sideways. I
yeah,
have
you
been
have to be
dragged.
prepared. Yep, you got to
Yes.
be prepared for that sideways tilt there. But
I I
you know,
uh,
I
I
went
went down a
ballooning here,
highway
Bob.
sideways in the gondola.
Yeah,
Okay.
I went ballooning here, Bob. In Vegas, actually, we took off from the Spring Valley Hospital's parking lot,
Uh-huh.
and we flew through Red Rock, and we actually landed on Route 160.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
on the side of the road. Now, what people don't realize is that they always have chase vans following them
Yeah.
around, and
Right.
they're in radio communication. So,
Yeah.
after we landed along the road, we all had to help with the envelope, getting that secured and packed up, and back in the van it
Yeah.
went. And so it was a great experience. I highly recommend it.
Oh, good, good, good. Good. So, you've been out flying, I know, and tell us what you've been doing.
Yeah, so recently, a good friend of ours, who's also a committee member of ours on the Vegas Drone Meetup, which the second annual one's coming up. We're going to be talking about that.
Yeah.
But Isaiah and his fiance Callie,
Yeah.
great people, along with Deb and Keith Matard. We went out, and also Vaughn Haya, which some people met last year at the Vegas Drone Meetup.
Yes.
Uh,
I'm gonna put this
it,
up on the string.
yeah, yeah. Thank you, Warren. Thank you. Appreciate you.
You see Warren's
Okay. Yeah, yeah. Appreciate you, Warren. Okay. Warren, keep looking for your a micro SD card. Okay, keep yourself busy. Okay. Uh,
Oh, fun, fun, fun.
but yeah, Bob, we went out to Bitter Springs, which
Yeah.
is an off-road scenic byway. Well, it's actually named a backcountry scenic byway. So we went
Okay.
off-roading. We had 5 vehicles. We
All
had
right.
our radios, and we're all high clearance vehicles, and just an amazing time out there. Just beautiful country. Um, and the great thing about it is we were able to fly because we were between the Valley of Fire State Park and the Lake Mead National Recreational Area. So we were sandwiched in between those two areas,
Yeah. There's a
completely legal to fly, which was great.
space in
That's
between there. Yep. Yep.
yeah, and that you have to be careful of because the state park. If I could only fly there, that place is amazing. But that's something you cannot do. And of
Yeah.
course, Lake Mead is
Well,
another
you can
no
apply
fly.
for permission there at Valley of Fire.
You have
There,
to apply for it.
there's
Yes.
a process you have to go through the park service, through the state park service,
Yes.
and it goes pretty high up. And like if you were making a movie, filming a commercial, those kinds of things, there, I know that it has been done. Let me put it that way.
Yeah.
Okay, I've
Yeah.
seen drone videos at Valley of Fire, but I mean, if when you pull up to that gate, there's a posted
Oh, yes.
notice
Very clear.
right at very crystal clear at the gate. And if you talk to the ranger at all about drone flying, he will strictly tell you it is
No
absolutely
go.
positively forbidden within the park,
But I
So,
want to say, if you're in the area, make it a point to go visit Valley of Fire.
oh,
It's
exactly.
you'll be awestruck by the beauty that's there.
There is, if you, I know a lot of you who made it out for the last meetup, got to go out to Red Rock, the Red Rock Loop, and it is that is breathtaking and it is unique and everything else. But there are much more uniqueness and unbelievable views in some of these other places. The Valley of Fire is a state park.
Yeah.
It's about 45 minutes,
Yeah, I'd say an hour
away. There's a very unique store in between here and there, and it's on the Moapa Indian Reservation. And there's a store there that was initially famous because they sold cigarettes without any federal tax on it. And so,
Right.
like,
And alcohol.
a huge chunk of this store, yeah, alcohol too,
Yeah.
was cigarettes and alcohol. And now they can sell every single firework that you can ever imagine. If you want to buy a firework that looks like the one that your community sends off, it's not
Yeah.
legal to
Yeah.
fire it where you are, but you can buy
Right
it
there,
there.
you can. They also make a mean breakfast because that's where
Yeah.
we met up to begin our adventure through Bitter Springs. And
Yeah. Yep.
Bitter Springs in the Boddington Falls area. And
Right. This is the road.
Look, you need a high clearance vehicle. Once we got off the pavement, we had to add down our tires. So I had to take my tires from 35 psi down to 20 psi.
Yeah.
And this way we could navigate the terrain. And you're just looking at a very small section that looks relatively flat. I wouldn't say all of it was that way. So it was a lot of fun we had.
Yeah.
And then we got together. Just I mean, if you look at the landscape, it's just spectacular landscape. There's Roz and me.
Yeah.
Okay, with Tacoma,
Yeah.
Isaiah, Callie,
Kelly.
Vaughn Haya he had his two dogs. One is Rosie. She's more like she's like a throw rug. Okay. And then Quee is a wonder dog. Quee is sitting up on his shoulder right there.
I see.
Okay. That dog is nothing but energy and is one of the best trackers in Southern Nevada.
Wow.
So Vaughn is the captain of the Red Rock Search and Rescue drone team. And he used his Quee to help on their rescue missions. So she is a rip and a half, man. She was all over the place. Then we had Dave, Dave and Eric, and Eric's a retired Clark County firefighter. Dave works for R&O, and Dave actually lost his Mini 4 Pro up in the hills, and then
Ah,
we had to conduct a rescue mission. So I threw up my Air 3S. We identified where it was. We hovered over it while our little ground crew there could affect the retrieval. So
aha.
Dave was very, very pleased. He got his drone back because he was afraid of going home and explaining to his wife where all
Honey,
that money
you
went.
know that $800 drone I bought?
Yeah, yeah,
You know, it's gone.
that's always an issue. And then we have Deb and Keith, and Deb is
Uh-huh.
Metro PD,
Yeah,
and Keith is head of security at the Trump hotel there. He was first on scene at that
fire.
Cybertruck
Yeah,
explosion.
yeah,
Yeah,
the
but
floating
just
Tesla.
we hit
Yeah,
about 5 spots, and we stopped at like spot number 3, broke out our chairs, and had a great picnic lunch. We flew at all of these locations, which was a blast. And Bob, if I'm not mistaken, what is it? On the 23rd, I think we might be taking you and Audrey out too, right?
I think, yeah, we're talking about
Yeah.
the 23rd. I think that's Sunday. I think is
Hey,
right.
Jody.
Sunday the
Yeah,
23rd.
that's a
Yeah.
Sunday. That's a
Yep.
Sunday. Hey, so this kind of segues into something that we are looking to expand some of the adventures that we plan for the second annual Vegas Drone Meetup. And
Yep.
actually, we might have a sign up. We're working out the details right now. We can't give you too much information, but we're looking to put together an off-road adventure. So it would be limited to a certain number of people on a first
Yeah.
come, first served basis. And of course, we would do it as part of the registration process.
Right.
But we'd be looking to take out people along this bit of springs and going off-roading and being able to fly your drones where we take you. So that's pretty cool.
This is
And
some
the
of the
other thing
most
I want to
unique desert I've seen in my life. And of
yeah,
course, fortunately, I've gotten to see a lot of desert in a lot of different countries. And, this it is breathtaking different here in Las Vegas. That's for sure.
I mean, just the geology, and
Yeah.
then there's an old abandoned dam in this area too that we come up upon, and you can adventure on top of the dam, and on the other side of the dam is like a 60-foot long wall with petroglyphs that have been there for thousands of years.
Yes. Yes.
Really stunning area.
Pre-Indian time,
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
Yes.
Well, you had the Peyote Indians here, Myopa. This is all part of the reservation, which is pretty cool. The alien crash sites, well, that's another adventure.
Yeah. I was just going to put that one up here.
Yeah. Hey, Warren, you have all these great ideas, but
a guided
I don't know if
tour.
we can execute them without you showing up. So.
You have to show your face, Warren.
Yeah,
this is it has gotten to a crazy point here in time. You need to show your face here soon, okay? And I want you to do it on this show.
That'd be pretty cool.
I am honored to have I was the first show to be able to show you Alan drone views. Alan, it took me months to convince Alan. And I don't know if, I think it's pretty well known. Alan's situation is, Alan has MS and he's very public about it. And he has an incredible story of how overcoming MS and getting on the MS medications actually made him a better drone pilot. And if you listen to him, I want to get him back on here soon, but just since it came up, his process, one of his videos takes him sometimes 2 months to do. So I am like a super fanboy. But his uniqueness is he spends about 2 weeks picking out the music first, and then he plans the shots based on the music, and then he waits for the weather in Ireland to go shoot the shots.
That's cool.
You know, so I mean, I when I heard his process, I was flabbergasted because it's way more effort than I've ever gone through.
Amazing. And that's what, this community is about. It's about each of us bringing a unique aspect to it,
Yes,
right? And
yes,
that's what makes it so interesting. I mean,
yes,
meeting up, like this off-roading is just another aspect of it. That's all. Like,
right.
look, my hiking days are pretty well behind me. Okay. So my truck allows me to get to places, and then coupling that with the drone allows me to hike up these hills.
Yeah.
Okay. Because my idea of hiking is about 20 feet from the truck. Okay. Uh, but
Oh, come on,
that,
Tom. I've seen you do more than that.
well,
I've seen
I
you do a lot
I don't want to set anybody's expectations. Okay. But being able to use the drone then to further explore these areas of those two things together. Oh,
Yep.
what an amazing combination that is. And
Oh, yeah.
Isaiah and Callie, Debbie and Keith basically started a little business called Drone Envisions Nevada.
Right.
And
Yeah.
they set up their first meetup 2 weeks ago, Bob, right? We
Yep.
attended it and
Yep.
we helped out with them. Was in Jean Dry Lake Bed, my number one favorite place to fly. I'm out there all the time,
Which
every week. Okay.
I was thinking I was going to go out there this Saturday if my equipment shows up. And
Well, remember now here's the unique thing about Jean Dry Lake Bed. It can also be Jean Not So Dry Lake Bed, Bob.
well,
Because
yeah, if we get a good storm,
we have
yes.
these storms coming in, and I can tell you firsthand. I took my truck out after a nice rain out there, because what's so unique about it is the ground doesn't absorb the water that quickly. So what we had out there was we had a couple of inches of water sitting on the surface, and it became like a mirror. So
Mhm.
all the surrounding mountains and clouds reflected off of it. It was simply amazing. The
Yeah.
downside of that was that this surface, when it gets wet, and it of course gets attracted to anything that's trampling through it.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
My
mud.
truck went from weighing 6,000 pounds to weighing 8,000 pounds.
It's
Okay.
a muddy mess. Yeah.
And I'll tell you, that stuff like dries the second you hit dry pavement, that
Yeah.
stuff becomes concrete. And it took me 2 manual car washes and 2 automatic car washes to get that stuff off of my
Uh,
truck. But
hey, can
yeah,
you
it's
zoom in on
Saturday.
that shot?
Well,
Can you
I'll
zoom
tell
in
you.
on that shot?
Yeah, sure. Uh, I don't know if I can zoom in anymore. Hold on, let's
Oh,
see.
okay. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah. There we go.
yeah. I believe that's Bob over there.
Oh,
And
I have no idea where I was, but this was little groups of people helping somebody who was a complete novice or somebody who didn't have a drone.
yep,
Those people became like the feature of the event. Was because I immediately joined a little group and brought my drone over there and put it in the air and handed the controller to this young girl that was standing there.
right.
She had come out on her own, saw a Facebook, an Instagram message about the event, and came out because she was interested. And I
Yeah.
mean, that was so. It was really a great time. And since then, Audrey and her have had multiple conversations. So it's
It's
turning
great.
into another
Yeah.
friendship.
Uh,
Kind of
you
thing.
know, it basically this was put together by Isaiah. Isaiah is a firefighter paramedic for Las Vegas Fire and Rescue,
Yeah.
and Callie is a emergency department nurse. Uh, and they, along with Deb and Keith, put this event together no more than 2 weeks beforehand, and it was amazing because we had, I think, 40 something people showed up. And we had little, I mean, it was well organized, by the way, even though it was only 2 weeks in the making. You see the little pop up tents we had. One of them was mine, and my job was to talk about FAA regulations and safety things and how to set up your drone before you even fly. Looking at the area, setting your return to home altitude, all those kinds of things. We
Uh huh.
had people helping people with FPV. We had FPV targets out in the desert. We had people
I'm putting
also,
something else
yeah,
up.
yeah. We also had people discussing, what drones are best suited for different things. We had, like Bob said, brand new people without drones coming to see what this was all about and actually getting to fly, which was great.
Yeah.
You know, we had multiple landing uh, pads out. In fact, Bob's wife was flying for mine for a good portion of the event.
Yeah. Here's a group of peoples. This gentleman right here, and that's his son. I don't know if you can see that. He's already. His name's Phil. He goes by PJ. And anyway, he's a former Chicago police officer, just retired,
Yeah.
and moved to Las Vegas. It seems to be a tendency here. I don't. I'm
Well,
finding
there's
this.
a reason. There's a
You
reason
know.
for that, Bob. You
Yeah.
know, those of us in public safety, we have
Yeah.
usually a defined benefit package, which
Yeah.
includes a pension.
Yep.
And you want to move to a pension friendly state where they don't
Yeah.
tax our pensions. And
Yep.
Nevada happens to be one of the great pension friendly states.
It is.
Plus, there's no
It is.
income tax here.
Yep.
So your
So
money goes a lot further.
yeah.
As long
Anyway,
as you
he's
stay.
he's already talked to me. He purchased an Air 3S
That's
uh,
great.
last
Great,
week. He purchased the Air 3S. I don't know
great
how
drone.
much time it's going to take to get it to him, but
Right.
that's you know
I
that's
think
what's
one of the
going
best
on.
drones out there right now is that Air 3S. I love mine. It flies
Well,
like a champ.
I'm gonna hope to get one soon. But I made an investment, Tom, in I know. I mean, yeah, I was going through this here first, but
That
this
Red
was a
Rock
great
Search and
time.
Rescue
So
was
this
out
is
there.
yep,
They did a demo. They were out there flying, and they did a demo and showed how they use not just the drones, but how they use locator software
yeah,
and how they identify potential targets,
pretty
meaning
amazing
victims.
software. The
Yeah,
Tom,
locate.
I was really enthralled by if somebody has a green shirt on, okay, and they can put this into that computer and it can differentiate the green shirt from a
From
green
green
tree or
Yeah,
I mean it is amazing. And I mean where they can they have software that will analyze an image from the drone down to the pixel and
yeah,
identify an individual pixel. And in a even a standard drone, I mean it is multi millions of pixels,
yeah, and it
getting
goes through
close to
those
a billion
pixels.
pixel.
Yeah, it goes
Yeah.
through it. It's a pixel-based system that can differentiate the difference between a man-made green and a nature-derived green.
Yeah.
So it's pretty awesome stuff. They're
Pretty
really,
strange.
really
Yeah.
helpful.
Getting
Really
through
helpful.
this. So it was a great time. So we encourage you guys, especially if anybody out there is watching local here. You know, we have a growing great community here in Las Vegas, and it is getting better and better.
Bigger by the
So
minute.
yep. So what I was saying is I ordered we're going on this drone cruise, and I'll probably the last, maybe the last. I've probably said it's the last already, but there is still spaces. We've been communicating back and forth with the cruise line, and we did not know that they have never ever allowed a drone. This came from probably from right from the top, that we're going to allow this group and only this group to have drones on board a Virgin Cruise Line. And so the head of security of that corporation, and that's Richard Branson and all the other parts of his corporation, is monitoring what we're doing. So we submitted this week an inventory of the drones that we're bringing, and with all of their folded sizes and all of their weights. And so they know exactly what we have. So we're participating because we want to show them that when you deal with a group of, let me say, senior citizens, but responsible adults that want to do this for the artistic pleasure of doing it. Okay. And, we don't want to buzz, the pool at 100 miles an hour, kind of thing. And spy on people's balconies, kind of thing. So, this is this truly is a groundbreaking thing, which we had no idea. Audrey had been talking to this higher up management person for months, and then we've actually met in person with him at there's a trade show called IMEX here in Las Vegas. And it has really been an effort to make this happen. And so there's a spot. There's 2 or 3 cabins available. Okay, if anybody out there is interested, now is the time to jump. Okay, so
time's running out. Time's running out, Bob.
This is it.
That cruise is right around the corner, actually,
yeah.
And so is the South
Next
Florida
month.
Drone Meetup.
South Florida Drone Meetup is immediately after. There's a few days in between. There's like 3 days. We're back on the first, and the South Florida Drone Meetup starts on what the hold
the
on
4th?
here.
Is it the 4th or the?
Yeah, I think it's the 4th or the 5th. Hold on here. March, April 4th. April 4th.
Yeah, I'm flying into town on Tuesday.
Tuesday.
I'm flying in on the 3rd.
On Tuesday,
so you get back on the 1st, right?
We're coming in on the 1st. We're going to spend a day with Alex Escardo on the 1st and maybe the 2nd, and then we're going probably by the evening of the 2nd, we're going to be in Jupiter, and we're going to meet Steve Gardner from the Drone Seekers International from the UK. He's going to be in Jupiter, and Mike Wright and Marcus and Ron Brown, and there's a growing group of the meetup in Jupiter, and then there's a beautiful place. I'm sure you've seen that, Tom, right? The Jupiter Lighthouse there. There's a beautiful place to fly there, and just
and I'm going out on Thursday to capture that. Yeah, because I get in early Thursday morning.
Okay. Oh, good. And you can make it. Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, and then we go into Stewart for Friday night and the festivities, and we're coming back to Las Vegas on Sunday evening.
So Bob, I heard the reason you're coming back on Sunday is something about not wanting to embarrass yourself on a fishing trip on Monday. Is that right?
I fed the fish one fishing trip. Yes, I as everybody knows, I do a lot of cruising. I'm on boats a lot. That something about that day and that time,
you didn't fare too well.
Huh? I fed more fish than I caught fish. Fun.
I mean, and plus, what Bob's not telling you is Bob is burning it at both ends, because not only is he going on this cruise, well, he's going to go off-roading with us. Then he's going to go on this cruise. Then he's doing the South Florida Drone Meetup. And immediately that week that we're back, we have to be at NAB, the National Association of Broadcasters, in big convention in Vegas.
Right. And DJI has a huge, their major booth of there, and they pretty much have all hands on deck in Las Vegas there, and I'm sure we will be able to hopefully do some live video from the floor at NAB, so everyone can see that. And then we're going to jet off to Sedona, Arizona, and in May. Yes.
Well, you might be jetting. I'm RVing. Okay.
We'll be driving the car.
Yeah. We're gonna take the RV down to. We're gonna be staying down in Camp Verde area in near the Verde River, just south of Sedona, where we're actually attending our friend's wedding down there.
Yes. Yes.
And we'll
the firefighter we've been talking about, he's getting married in May.
Yep. Isaiah and Callie are tying the knot. Two great people. They're family now, right, Bob? They're like family now.
Really.
It really is great. It really is great.
We do talk every day.
Been trying to talk them into. Good. I know they can't do the cruise because, Bob and I take for granted that we're retired folk, or we're
Bob, that's why we have the show on at this time of the day.
Well,
I know I'm kind of looking for a better
that Bob's actually retired, by the way. Okay, I still question that.
Yeah,
and unfortunately, he's trying to drag me along on that ride. But we have to remember that, I think Deb and Keith were thinking about the cruise, but then they found out it was 10 days, and they both still have to continue earning livings. So, that's understandable. But, the great thing is that we've grown this group of people here, and we've actually expanded now our committee for the second annual Vegas Drone Meetup. And Bob, that's the November 7th, 8th, and 9th.
7, 8, we should, before it gets
open, we're going to be posting information soon.
Yep.
Okay.
The nitty-gritty details are not worked out. Okay.
Nope.
But we are settled on November 7, 8, and 9. Yep. It is virtually the same weekend as it was, last year. Everybody was really in favor of the facility that we use for feeding us and hosting us. It was the Parkway Tavern at the district.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
a pretty great spot, and I think everybody felt comfortable and relaxed and safe,
Yep.
and we had quite a lot of a lot of good times, and we'll over the next few months, you guys are going to be inundated with photos and videos of what a wonderful time we had at the first Vegas Drone Meetup, but
And we're
probably
gonna
mostly after the South Florida Drone Meetup,
after
because
South Florida.
really, if
Yeah.
you want to see the godfather of drone meetups, I say this because it's true.
Yep. South Florida, baby.
South Florida Drone Meetup is,
Yep.
Kelly Shores started with Spin Up,
You know.
and Ken Herron's been doing Minefield for a while, but I have to tell you, nobody seems to get that incredible brotherhood of people together like the South Florida Drone Meetup. Ray
Yeah.
Kelly,
We're not the same.
Johnny Drone
Yeah.
Flyer, Maddie, all of them,
No.
really work hard. Alex helps. Brad, of course, is a major part of that.
Al Chicharone. Yeah.
Al Socioni. We really, truly,
So
that's the
we're
Godfather.
right. We're not the same type of event. Okay.
No, a
We're
little
definitely
different.
not the same type of event, but we do have a lot of homage to pay to Ray and Johnny and that whole crew for basically poking us to put our event together, and we're going to build on last year's success. We're going to make this one bigger and better than we had last year, and like Bob said, we'll kick off a lot of that stuff uh, after South Florida is over. I am just so thrilled and excited that my schedule this year works out that I can attend the South Florida Drone Meetup. I've been wanting to for several years. Unfortunately, with different commitments, I haven't been able to. But this year, we made it a point, okay, to make sure the schedule was clear. So
Good.
really looking forward to that.
It's going to be
Such a
fun.
great group of people. I'm looking forward to
Yeah.
go face to face with. Like at our event, it was
That's right.
hilarious. We had Ken Herron and Ken Dono sitting together. Okay. Okay. In brotherhood.
In lovey
Okay.
dovey.
Oh, okay.
Hey.
Well, as lovey-dovey as siblings can sometimes be. Okay. But we had
Uh,
a blast with everybody. We just had
they
such a good
are,
and this year we're gonna have a lot more locals attending as well, which is gonna
yeah,
be great for the people coming in from out of town,
yeah.
because
So,
the locals can help give you a new POV on things. So,
yes, John,
we're gonna have a good time.
John Flynn wants to know the dates again. John, November 7, 8, and 9. It's a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's the first, first weekend, full weekend of November. It's a sandwich in between the SEMA show. If you're familiar with it, it's the largest automotive parts show that every major auto manufacturer and part maker in the world come here for. It's like the CES of auto parts, kind of thing. And then, and then right after that goes into the F1 Formula One race in Las Vegas. Las Vegas has turned into an F1 city here, so once a year. And so anyway, we stay pretty consistently busy, but that time slot in there fits really well, where
Right
we're
in
not
between it
having
all.
$400 a night hotel rooms, which
Right.
$400 and $500 for a major weekend is almost normal now in Las Vegas. I mean, so I hate to, that is just the life we're living here. Is everything has gone, pretty high. So, but
and
we're
that
going to try and make it, whatever we can, like we
so
did
that
last
Tuesday, that Tuesday happens to be Veterans Day, and that's a federal holiday. So those of you might want to turn it into a long weekend.
Yeah.
We had a bunch of people right this past year, Bob, that stayed on the Monday. In fact,
Yeah.
I was out with Marcus and Steve
Yeah.
Carpenter and Mike Wright, and we flew in Red Rock,
Right.
on that Monday.
On Monday. Yeah.
But yeah, there's going to be lots of opportunities. And again, we're going to be putting up more and more information, and we have a great core committee. Our fear was from last year that we were going to be, because of our success, that it was going to be real difficult to pull off the second one. But now with the core committee of really dedicated individuals that we have, I'm really confident we're gonna have an
Me
even
too.
bigger event. So
Yeah.
that's something to look forward to. We got so
Good.
many great things in the community to look forward to.
So
I mean,
before we end here, I want to
Yeah.
take a minute here and show everybody one of my creations here. If it's not polished, it's very raw, okay. But just as a lot of you know, I went to Panama about 3 weeks. I got back here about 3 weeks now. And I finally got around to looking at the video that I shot there. And I have to tell you, it was a lot of fun. But, after watching a lot of you guys' videos, especially with that Air 3S, boy, I am my Mini 3 Pro is looking a little fuzzy, kind of thing. So, but it still was just an enormous amount of fun, and I have to tell you, this idea of the Panama Drone Meetup, came up while I was there. I met other pilots there. I also got to meet the head of the Panama government that approves people to fly drones in Panama.
Wow.
And we got to have, about 15, 20-minute conversation. And she left I left her office, and she was logging into Old Farts with Drones on Facebook when I left. And she is, one of the top people in the Aeronautic Authority of Panama. So we were able to see her. I had her name, and we showed up, and they did. She said, "I'll see them," and we were able to sit down and talk. It was wonderful,
Let's see it, Bob. Let's see it.
Yeah,
Come on.
hang on here. Let me push
Get
the
that
button.
video out there.
Hang on here. Wait a minute. Okay, share screen. Window. There it is. All right. This is south of Panama City. It's called Veracruz. And let me get John's message off of there. It's called Veracruz. It's realistically probably about a 45-minute drive south of Panama City. And it probably took us about almost 2 hours, because there was an accident and blah, blah, blah. And then you have to get across a bridge. And it was pretty treacherous there. But let's turn this volume down. Epidemic sound there, of course. That's me standing there in my red UNLV t-shirt there. And this is the restaurant. It's been there for a long time.
Easy to spot the gringo.
Yes. And there's like little clubs as you move down this street that come out to the beach, but nothing fancy here at all, and just pretty interesting. And you'll get to see some of there's the this long stretch of really undeveloped natural beach here. Obviously developed. There's tables and places here, but pretty beautiful area. You can see the tracks in the beach. There, people are driving four-wheelers up and down that beach there, and I did not get in the water. But yeah. So then this is to see how close I could get to this tree, I get a lot closer, yeah. And then okay, that's close enough. All right. I was standing underneath it, looking straight up, So, and then this is after lunch, or dinner, or whatever it was. We had a whole fish and a plate full of giant shrimp, seasoned phenomenally. Everything served really well in there. I had 2 non-alcohol beers. Audrey had a mojito or 2. The bill was like $38. It was a little island out here. I flew halfway out there. That was about a mile out. I doesn't look like it's that far out when, but I was out about 4,000 feet here, and I said, I'm turning back, So sun started setting, and this is about the end of it here. It is a beautiful spot in the world. 85 degrees, high humidity, rains almost every day for about 20 minutes. And it's on the equator. The sun rises and the sun sets at the same time every day. Every day. So interesting spot there. So this is the end here. I was getting the Jesus rays there. And Audrey came over to harass me. I'm showing her. And then she gives me a smooch. And I picked the drone up and I said, the drone's on.
That was after a couple of mojitos?
Yes. Yes.
Looks like you had a great time.
Oh, yeah. Fun. Oh, good. So, anybody want to jump in here? Hey there. How's all the old farts? Jaybird, we're doing fine. How is our favorite family man doing there, huh? Everything good with you? here's the link. I just dropped the link into the chat again here. So if anybody wants to jump in, say hello, say goodbye, whatever you'd like to do, all good. I know we got a few people still hanging in here, but anybody out there? Tom, what do you got your plans here?
Well, I do want to mention something that
Sure.
Pilot Institute and Vic Moss got together recently, and they were discussing the new Department Commerce request for comments.
Yes.
And I highly suggest, I'm trying to find the link right now.
Yes, I've watched that YouTube video in its entirety a couple times. And they itemize out the questions that you should answer. You should write a letter, not a form letter. Write a letter on your computer and answer. Say, I'd like to submit answers to these questions.
Yes,
and
absolutely. And I responded later that evening, actually, and I wrote, actually, Bob, I wrote an 11 page response.
Okay.
So I went into great detail on all of those questions. I'm going to share the link online because I think it's really, really important.
Oh, please do.
Okay.
Share it on the show here.
Yeah, I have it. I just put it up on the chat. Okay.
I'll do it.
But yeah, I just threw it in the chat there. I think it's so important that we as a community respond to these things because we have to be our own voice. It is so important that we're vocal and we get information out about how these things are going to impact us. It's critical because we are the ones that are impacted by it, right?
Exactly.
So that's the important part of it. It becomes necessary for us to speak up. It becomes necessary for us to band together because, unfortunately, we as a community are not as large as we could be. Okay. Now, I turned around and, like I said, I posted right away to the various email and online regarding my feelings about this. And, I answered all the questions that were identified by Vic and Greg and how they impacted the business, how they impacted the hobbyist, how they impacted me as an individual. And that's what's important to do, is not just come up with form responses. And you know what, Vic and Greg were careful not to give you canned responses to these things. What they basically put up was the question. Yeah, and bullet items to craft your responses around. Now, yes, I can be very verbose. We all know that about me, right? Okay,
Tom, it's part of your charm.
There's also a passion that comes through that. Okay. Yes, Mom gave me the gift of gab, no doubt about it. But I also have the ability to document this stuff, and it's important that we all do this. Okay, do your best because this is an opportunity to put out information about how these potential rules could impact you. Now, the number one thing I want to say is I'm not anti-American company. Actually, the opposite is true. I want U.S. companies to be competitive. They're not choosing to
Exactly.
be, and that's a problem. Instead of taking time and spending money on lobbying, they should be taking those dollars and putting it towards design and innovation. Okay? We want competition. I want another player other than DJI. I personally am a DJI fanboy. But why? Because they put out the best damn product.
Because it works.
But
It
but I
works.
want competition because competition drives innovation. Competition drives pricing down. Okay? And it gives us more tools to leverage. The other thing is, I think this government, our government, should be promoting US companies by providing them grants, okay,
Yes.
providing
Yes.
financing so that they can spend time innovating. We don't need a tool that's just good enough. We need tools that are the best out there, okay? From my
Now,
experience in
I don't
flight
want to
service,
get on any political
no,
soapboxes here,
absolutely not.
but
I
but
I don't
every
want a tool
other
that's just good
country
enough.
subsidizes the industry of their country. Okay, I mean this is something that I whatever, but we need our own drone industry that could compete with the Chinese drone industry. Okay, we are not doing that now.
No.
So that's unfortunately that's the truth and the reality of the situation. So that's I agree. You know,
I don't think it has anything to do with who the current president or the past president. It's
no,
we have this mindset that we offshore everything. Okay? Look,
yeah,
in public safety, you don't want a tool that's just good enough. You want a tool that's the best built for the purpose,
right,
aka purpose built. Okay? You
right.
don't want to spend 3 times the amount on that tool when it's just good enough because a lot of departments across the country don't have a lot of dollars to spend on these tools. So
Hmm.
why not get the best value for your money? And us as hobbyists, okay? Those of you that have ever flown toy drones know how frustrating it can be when you drop, even if it's $100, and $100 is a lot of
Yeah,
money to a
and
lot
then
of people.
it's gone in a couple hours.
And yeah, it's frustrating. I remember always walking by the Brookstone uh, store in the mall and seeing that little snot-nosed sales kid out there flying that helicopter
Yeah.
like it was nothing. And oh man, I'm getting one of those. And I bring it home and crash it into everything in the house, and it be in the garbage. Okay, uh, within an hour of me having it at home. Okay, that's not what any of us want. Now, of course, when we take out our DJI or Tel drones and we take them out and fly them, they fly and they give
Yeah.
us what we want. Now, what about Skydio? Hey, guess what, people? Skydio abandoned the consumer market.
Yes.
So
We.
what's out there for you? So
Yeah.
please, please, please take the time, go look at the link we put up from
There's what
Pilot
its site looks
Institute.
like there.
Okay.
Okay. The U.S. Department of Commerce is at the top of this. A little image here, the mission of the department, here kind of thing. This is shot from their website. This is Greg and Vic's. Greg, it's on the Pilot Institute channel on YouTube. That the link is right in front of you if you want to jot that down, or it's also in the chat. Please jump in there and go. Hey, Cameron, we'll see you. Hope you get the animal. Okay, he's going on a cat rescue. That's one of his chores there. I'm looking in the chat. All right, listen, everyone. I think we're going to start wrapping this baby up. Tom, anything you'd like to end up with here?
just folks, get out there and fly. Enjoy yourselves. Okay.
I'm
That's the way I handle my mental health. Is I get out there and I fly.
That's right. I'm actively waiting and texting back and forth with DJI. They sent me a tracking number 2 days ago, and it still hasn't reached UPS yet. And this has happened before. So I'm waiting on some N3 goggles and a load of batteries and a motion controller and a RC controller or the FPV,
RCN3.
the FPV.
Yeah, the
The
RCN
FPV.
N2 or
No, not
N3.
the
Yeah,
RC N3, the FPV
oh,
controller.
the yeah, and yeah,
FPV
whatever.
controller 3.
Right.
I went ahead and just got everything. So if I really love doing this with a Neo, then I may spring for Nevada. Okay, so we'll see how the bait works here.
Bob Dempsey, future FPV pilot.
Well, I'm gonna make another stab at it. I bought an Integra to fly the Mini 3 Pro with, and it was okay.
Yeah.
It just wasn't that exciting.
No, Bob's jealous of me and several other people when we fly our Avadas, so
I am.
he's getting there. I don't blame you. It's a
Yep.
blast. It's a
It's
blast.
it just looks so fun, and I'm thinking on this cruise, we hit some of these beautiful beaches, waterfalls, some of these gorgeous spots on this cruise. I'm thinking some, 7, 8 feet off the ground, around some Caribbean lush places here. Might just really be fun to give this a try.
Well, Bob, let's get your training underway because it gets rather experienced going on a retrieval mission after the cruise is already returned. Okay.
Oh yeah, yeah, it's gone. That's why
exactly.
a $200 drone might be the right way to try this.
It might be, Bob. It just might be.
I was thinking, Tom. I understand they're hard to get. I was seriously thinking about buying another one to take along so I had a spare.
I tell you, I think there's a better choice out there, and that's the Flip. I'm loving the Flip, dude. I'm loving the Flip because it's got that.
Why it won't fly with goggles? I don't.
It's because it's not really. It's not really an FPV drone. It's the best of the Neo. It's the best of the Neo as a selfie drone with a much better camera. I mean, it's got the Mini 4 Pro camera, and that's really it's a selfie drone. It's not an FPV drone.
Huh?
That's the difference.
Yeah. As you saw, I flew it in the store in Panama. I got to I danced with it in the store there. So anyway, thank you all, everyone. I'm if you'd like to be on the show, get in touch with me, and I'm going to get back to starting to schedule guests and kind of make this into a little more productive drone show here. And I sure appreciate everyone that does show up and anyone that hangs in here to the bitter end here. I appreciate you. And we will see you again next week. And have a great time. Peace.
Peace and love, folks. Peace and love.
Keep trying. Peace and respect. We love you all. Bye-bye now.
Take care, everyone.